experiences and aspirations pertaining to the use of tire. And secondly, it's a living and practical document that will assist Waikawa to proactively and effectively engage, shape current, future and policy and planning processes within Council. The focus of the plan is on enhancing through practice the relationship between Waikawa and the natural world. In the application of this plan, Waikawa intend to be proactive in undertaking actions by Waikawa for Waikawa that reflect cultural preferences and priorities. It sets the Waikawa expectations of their partners and stakeholders to be confident in their engagement with Waikawa and actively respect and apply Waikawa knowledge and aspirations through their work. And one of the key things though is the plan doesn't undermine the rights of marae or hapu from engaging, from creating their own plans, and the plan is not a substitute for consultation. It's just a tool to be used. In the development of the plan, one thing I did want to point out that helped was the co-management arrangements over the Waikato River. Because of those arrangements, we were able to get funding to develop quite a comprehensive plan through the Waikato River Authority. And with the co-management arrangements, Waikawa have joint management agreements with all the district councils and the regional council within our takiwa. And because of those arrangements, there's certain things that the council have to do with us at a governance and at staff level, which actually help us be able to do this and help us be able to implement the plan. And it's quite crucial because through those arrangements we get direct involvement with the council. So I just wanted to point that out about those co-management arrangements make it easier, I guess, for us to work with the councils and get them understanding it and get them to apply it within resource consenting and planning. So that's quite important to know. But the plan was developed in 2002, 2015, like it says up there. But one of the key things about the plan and its development was that it was a collaborative process, so they had a stakeholder forum and everyone was invited to participate, from stakeholders through to different iwi, through to the councils and local government, central government, all were part of a forum that met on a regular basis that helped shape and develop the plan. And one of the key things about having that collaborative process was it allowed them to help us, but it also allowed them to start right at the beginning and understanding what we were wanting. So that was quite important. And the other thing was we had our own stakeholder forum too, of our own people, rangatahi all the way through to kaumātua, that helped us help Waikawa develop it. And one of the key things that came out of that was the kitipu kaitiaki. So in our plan we actually have a whole section that is full of methods specifically aimed at our kaitiaki on practical ways that they can start working in this space. Any questions? Shoot them through. But yeah, so the structure of the plan is 5 different sections. So section 1 is a summary of Waikawa, our history, traditions, important landmarks, all that sort of stuff, and expression of values and principles. For local government and central government, section 2 I guess is where the rubber hits the road for them. This is where it focuses on the objectives, actions, outcomes and priorities of Waikawa. Yeah. And that's where our methods are, and it explains our issues and things like that. And there's 15 topic areas in the policy section that, so from interconnectedness all the way through water, land, sky, air, through to infrastructure, geothermal, future issues and even relationships are covered in there. And it all has the issues that we're facing, then, and there's the appendices, it's just all the legal stuff, and the kiti whakaitea, which is actually really cool. That's where I actually want to focus this whatever. And so there you've got, here's how the plan is set, how it's structured. So, yeah. So it all feeds into each other. Okay. And just because the hot topic of this conference is wine, although there's policy that cover everything from land issues all the way through, I just wanted to have a look. We do have this built on the advice section of some of the issues that we face there. So some of the current issues that we face in Waikawa in the water space are around intensifying land and agriculture, change of land use, which is a major one for us. So in our takiwa, I think we've got 15,000 hectares, which has been, so they've got, what do they call it? They're called 15,000 hectares has basically been targeted for changing from forestry into, conversions. Yeah, that was it. So 15,000 hectares has been targeted towards us, and well, for us that's a major change. You know, forestry doesn't impact on the water the way dairy farming does. So there's some of the urban growth and drainage of wetland areas. Yeah.
Celia, where is Raukawa's takiwa?
So we
brief, so we know what you're talking about. But I see Waiho and Waipa. Where does it go from?
So it's the heart of Black Colours in Tukurua. But it's basically from, and there's other iwi in here, so don't shoot me.
No,
Karapiro, down to Taupo, and then across over to Whareputunga, which is like the Waipa, it's the Waipa catchment, the Manepoto area, like Te Awamatu, across into there, and then it comes all the way across to sort of Matamata area.
South Waikato.
Yeah, so South Waikato, the council will deal with South Waikato, Waipa, Taupo, Rotorua, Otorohonga, and then we've got regional council over there, and both regions, we're actually in both regions. So they're a planning region as well as, so there's quite a few local authorities that we need to work with, as well as our central government agencies. But the kiti whakaitiaki, so this is, it's really cool. So there are a whole lot of methods in there that cover each of the policy sections. So those 15 topics that are covered in the policy section, we've actually got methods for our kaitiaki in each of those areas as well, which make it really cool. And it's real practical. It's things like, you know, go and ask your kaumātua, go and have a wānau with your kaumātua, take the kids down to the water, have a look at it. What do you see? What tell your children the stories of what you used to see there? Just those real practical on the ground things. Do you want to talk a little bit about this, Joyce? Yeah. Sorry.
And the fundamental was, I think, in the development of the there was a reference group that was made up of Piri, and they were the key sounding board and actually deliverers of this kaitaka, the kiti for kaitiaki. So they came up with the vision and strategy, the issues, and aspirations for what they wanted as a local, and they represented all the RSG, the Settlement Trust 16 marae that affiliate to Waikawa Settlement Trust. There are other Waikawa marae up there, but we just work with those 16. Our mahi is in the Charitable Trust, which is more like the arm that miri hiara teine, but so we're hand in hand working with the iri, but we are under the same track. The kiti for kaitiaki from this slide talks about those relationships that we have with industry. So that's a key, I think, it's great. My Te Reo Power come in for Hub City, like it's that kind of strong bond, human to human, whanganui to whanganui kind of relationship, and they'll stop it and they see the benefit. They see the benefit working with an iwi that have been here for a long time, and how they want to be also try and give us opportunities for earning in that space.
And it's, so the Kiti Whakatiaki was developed by Aohiri. It is their aspirations, and it's painted in the Kiti. So one of the key things that we're working on now, since the plan's been out for a year now, is actually implementation. So it's one of the key things we're working on is actually getting it out there, interfacing with our own people, but also getting workshopping with the local authorities and central government, and getting them to understand how to use it, which is actually quite crucial, because we don't just want it as a document sitting on a shelf, which tends to happen with our management plans, which is sad because they don't understand how to use it. They're like, oh great, there's this document, don't know how to use it, so we're just going to park it over there. So one of the main things for us is actually workshopping it at a staff level. So working with the resource consent officers, having workshops with them, workshopping with the planners and the policy developers, so that they can understand what local values are, what our concerns are, and how we can work together, and how they can use it to for resource consent purposes. Like, so that when they're assessing an application that comes to them, they actually can go to this and they understand what our issues are, and then they can go, oh, okay, then these are the things that Lokoa say are important to them, and then they can come to us and go, well, we looked at your plan and your plan sort of said this, this, and this. You know, are you interested in this application? You know, is there anything else that we need to be aware of? But it's that start for them. It's that start for them, and that's quite crucial. Getting it in that space and getting it in front of the resource consent officers, because they're the ones that are processing the consents. They're the decision makers. So it's trying to influence them, and that's one of the key things about the actual implementation plan. It's about trying to influence those people who are making those decisions and creating the plans and creating the policy. So it's all about influencing change and behaviour change as well, which is really, really important. But at the same time, so there's that one stream, then there's the other stream that's actually building the capability and capacity of our kaitiaki on the ground. So there's two streams to our implementation plan, because that's really crucial, that we're building the capacity of our marae, of our people on the ground, so that they can actually do this, so that they can express their interest and they can work in this space. So one of the cool projects that we've got going on at the moment, which fits in line with Te Reo Takataio, we've got a project running with Fonterra at the moment, and it comes from a resource consent for discharge to land. So it came from a regional council resource consent, where we got it where it was written into the resource consent that Ngā Tauranga and Western Science needed to come up with an ecological report needed to be written, and it needed to include Ngā Tauranga as well as the Western Science. And it was written into the resource consent, and for us that was really important. So Fonterra had to come to us and work with us. But and Joyce led this project, and it wasn't about us, it was actually getting our marae involved. And it created an opportunity to build the capability and capacity of our marae on the ground, which was really, really important. And we ended up using a cultural health index that our marae reps developed, in terms of, you know, they decided what the indicators were going to be, and then they worked with the scientists who went out there. We'll get Joyce to talk a little bit more about this. Sorry. No. So, not there.
Yeah, so this has been taken to all your district councils that you and being accepted by them.
Yes.
And are you getting readouts from their resource consents people like, you know, this is happening in your area, this person wants to do a subdivision at some place here and there, so you're getting that sort of uptake from the district councils?
Not all of them.
That's what you need to get.
Yeah.
You want to say to them,
Yeah.
anything that happens in our or here, we want to know about it.
Yeah, and one of the benefits is that we do have the joint management agreements with them all, and
That's good.
And those joint management agreements, it's actually quite explicit on what they have to do, and part of that is providing that information on any resource consent applications. So they have to send that, well, say, hey, these applications have come through.
And that's where you hold them to ransom about that. Look, we signed this document with you. Now, why isn't it happening?
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to hear. You want to hear who's not, you know, plough down the old pass side or, you know, to build a big house or something, you know. So you want to hear all those things that are happening out there. New resource consents for water, and so don't muck around and you know, play their game. You go straight to the wood with this agreement. Are you honouring it? Yeah. Oh,
And we do that. Yeah, there have been times though where it hasn't quite worked.
Yeah.
Or we come in at the end because they've forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're actually quite lucky because we work quite closely with our other whanaunga iwi on other sides of us, such as Ngāti Hawa and Ngāti Kura, and sometimes when we're forgotten by the council, they send it through to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's beneficial having that as well.
Yeah.
But when we do get forgotten, we make sure we remind the council. Yeah.
I think you've got to be careful. In Waipa, they have a recommending committee of council called Naiwi Toko Waipa.
Oh, yeah.
And there are representatives from each of the regional iwi in that. It's kind of a default position though, because what happens is I'll have their meetings at 11 o'clock on a Thursday morning, and it's only Auntie that can go along, and she's presented with a resource consent for contaminants to air.
At the 11th hour.
You know what I mean? So I think it's a little bit, it makes life easy for them, but it makes it damn, you know, it makes it damn hard to kind of watch what's going on, and that stuff's going through a default committee, and then they can put their hand on their heart and say, oh no, we've done our consultation.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why you got over all
That's,
those
yeah, I think
little
that's where you've got to
committees
really.
there. But all councils have had those little committees, and they've still got them, and you know, cup of tea and a meeting fee, and.
But I think the key part here is the capacity, and so what we found was the only reason Auntie was being sent was because there was no capacity within the iwi that someone that had an RMA background that could legitimately take up that role. So I think that the part of the solution is going to be how do we build that capacity?
Yeah, building capacity, but actually just having resource consent sent out to you, you know, and knowing what's going on in your area, not at the 11th hour, or not after the bulldozer moves in. So you want to be recognised as Raukawa because you've settled, but with the government, who are the bosses of the district councils, you respect that committee Māori in there, but you know, you want it directly sent to your email because you've got IT, you know, as well. So
and that does happen, and a joint management agreements and how that happens. Yeah, so that does happen. And under our joint management agreements, we actually have co-governance committees where our trustees sit. At the moment, we just had one last week, which was our first one where we brought all the district councils and the regional council into one hui with our trustees. And that was actually quite powerful because we had the mayors sitting around the table and the chair of the regional council sitting there with our chair, with our trustees, and talking about some of the issues that we have, but also looking at solutions, because that's real crucial for us is, okay, we've got these problems and this is happening, but what are the solutions? How can we work together, which is actually the key. How can we work together to help us build the capacity and capability of our people, to help your staff understand where we're coming from and understand how to, what our issues are and what our values are and how to understand that. So that's quite a powerful body sitting there, but it's still, there's still a long way way to go in growing that relationship.
Just following the same kind of line of thought, what prioritisation does the Waikato River Authority give the management plans?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ka waihoki reira. You can sort it out at home, but...
So the iwi management plans, in terms of recognition and that, it's sitting with under the RMA, but also through the code and management arrangements. There's triggers in there. But the River Authority, they help fund it.
And the Tainui, that captures all of the Tainui waka anyway, and it's the highest standard of the two supplies, so I would suggest it's probably Tainui environmental plan, because it captures everybody's as well, or the Tainui waka.
Yeah, I think Tipa's question was more around the
Do the iwi management plans inform the activities of the Waikato River Authority?
Yeah, it was around that capacity discussion really, in that is Rokawa looking to, or do they already do it where you're perhaps encouraging more Māori hearing commissioners or resource consent people, so skilling people to be there at the table, at the decision-making table within the uri?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I'm looking at in terms of the implementation side of it is actually one of the key projects is to actually go around to the marae. Yeah, we've got the katiaki, but it doesn't actually say this marae is focused on this. It's actually going around to the marae and finding out what their needs are and their aspirations are, and then trying to pinpoint who the people are who they can grow in that space. And we do want more hearing commissioners. We do want more practitioners in the RMA space. One thing with Rokawa, our environmental unit, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us and our administrator. None of us are, and 2 contractors, none of us are actually local. Yeah.
They went to Ngāti Rangi.
But yeah. So right there is the deficiency right there within themselves. There are some practitioners who are out there, but they're not working for the iwi. And that's one of the issues that we see is that we need to actually succession plan and grow our people to be in the space, but actually capturing them when they're young to inspire them to want to be in the space. That's the other thing. Yeah, and we're rural. Aotearoa is rural. It's getting people back as well who want to be back at home doing this mahi, which is also the other challenge. Is how do we bring our people back? How do we get them to re-engage in this? How do we get our rangatahi inspired to even want to work in this space? Yeah, and that's actually a big challenge. One of the bigger challenges.
I think if we were to invest like the 2,500 in the hearing commissioner training, then you're going to get people committed, you know, because you're seeing that investment in the dollar cents and knowing that the iwi will get that reimbursed back if they pass the courses, then it's, you know, a win-win for everybody. So I think by seeing investment is how, in the people is how to get them back.
Yeah, and so it's, running the wānanga, finding the training. One thing we would like to do is also work with our other river iwi, because I think it's the thing, river iwi probably need to do it, and if we can work together on running, whether it's training programs or whatever, to build that capability and capacity within ourselves.
Obviously, like Sanson in here, the councils need to build that capacity as well. You know, the councils are not full of people who know all about Te Ao Māori. And having a iwi like Rokawa come into the council environment and help us upskill our knowledge has been important as well.
Thank you, because that was another point on my question is Rokawa encouraging people to stand for council, encouraging people to be sitting there at the table with the councils, so not just the trustees and because they're busy with all their other mahi as well, so you know, reaching out further within the Rohi.
Definitely, and another thing is actually finding those champions within councils. See, there are people in the different councils, and it's finding those champions and helping them, so sort of get that infiltration in the council.
Yeah, so like with Bay of Plenty having 2 seats for Māori on council, does Rokawa encourage the other council like the South Waikato District Council to open up a seat specifically for Māori? I know it's the South Waikato District Council that I'm talking about, so it wouldn't be an easy an easy corridor to have with them.
It's actually, you know, that's it, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard at the moment to try and I think it's hard across the whole motu. You know, Bay of Plenty did it first. They did it through legislation, and then Waikato Regional Council picked it up. And at the same time, there was an opportunity for the district councils. A couple of them went to poll, and of course, one of the communities going to say we don't want it, because most people who are going to tick a box on a poll are not our Māori. We have an issue even there of voting and understanding the importance of voting. So that's another thing that we've got to try and drive is try and get our people to just even vote. So when it went to poll, how many were actually Māori who voted on the poll? No, it won't be that many.
Yeah, but even if they all went and voted, that's still only be 20% or 15%. No, those decisions are for Māori only. Only Māori should be voting whether we want Māori seats on district councils, because that's how district councils do it. Goes out to the wider community, all are not Māori. So, I think more importantly at your stage, you guys need to headhunt someone with a degree in resource management for your team. You know, that's the first, I just go straight there. The other thing is, every of your 16 maraes should have a subcommittee for the tie out. So, you know, you've got your trustees on all maraes, and we all know what it's like to get past, you know, the 7 trustees and suggest something new. Who's got the lawnmower? Who's got the ride on? Yeah, you know, that argument's been going on for 20 years. That's all we worry about, who's got the ride on. So, you know, get all your minds encouraged to have a subcommittee, so it's a younger people, 2 or 3 people with 1 trustee who's favourable to that sort of thing, and you have every marae committee meeting has a report from the subcommittee, and you encourage it. So those people at that marae are looking at the local things that affect them. You know, that stream's getting blacker, or that stream's getting cleaner, or so.
So Joseph's actually running a project. We're looking at creating a kata forum where we get 2 reps from each of our marae that we can grow and build in the space.
Coming through the marae trustees, that makes it all.
No, not the trustees.
Some of the marae do have environmental reps currently. They are appointed on the committees. And with the reference group, the kaupapa was about connecting back to their whenua, their awa, and themselves underneath that umbrella of te whaiau. But at the same time, it was more uri giving, and so for the revitalisation of that upu, now it's time for us as a team and as a board, as the charitable trust, to give back to uri, implement and train them. So we are doing that. We're launching it next month, where we hope to have at least 2 representatives from all the 16 marae, and they can be of various ages. In this particular project, the resource consent is 25 years. The condition was to monitor every 5 years. Uri weren't happy with that because it's 5 times, and it's also too long to identify change and make a move. And so it was quite an open conversation when we had finished our monitoring back at Fonterra. We're having lunch, and Uri said a majority of them were retirees because that's who's living back in the tapua. So they were kaumatua, they wanted their rangatahi, their te mokopuna to be involved in this type of mahi. So as a facilitator of the project, it's our responsibility to align that to the school holiday. To align that to being able to bring back these mokopuna from the big city who can have some work experience and actually get inspired maybe, and then go into education.
Yeah, and the other key thing with the project with Fonterra was actually having them paid.
Yeah.
So Fonterra paid us to have our reps there doing the mahi, because we were like, well, they're experts, you know, this is a requirement you need, you're paying your scientists, you pay our people. Because that's expert knowledge that they're providing, that's their market.
And the intellectual property rights or the paperwork and stuff and originals are kept with us. And the next stage of this particular project we've done the monitoring. It was essential for us to undergo both the Western science and the Mātauranga at the same time, at the same days. Because for me, it's good to show the transparency between the two different methods, and so that Uri can understand, you know, this is what you're doing, that's Mātauranga Māori Cultural Health Index, and this is the counterpart, which is identifying the invertebrates, and it was quite a powerful thing, because the contractor had gone out 2 weeks prior. Never mind all the different discussions we'd had that we wanted to build capability and give opportunity for education around the āhuatanga of Western science. Went and did it anyway because he needed to tick his box and get paid. And we forced him to redo it.
It was actually quite funny because he told us 2 days after he'd done his monitoring, oh, I've already done my monitoring, when would you like me to, you know, work with
Participate in the cultural health indicator.
And it was like, hang on, we've had 3 hui with you, with our people, we've had this open discussion, and he goes, oh, well, we can do a mock one and show them.
Yeah.
We're like, no, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Who was paying? Who was paying?
Fonterra, so he was Fonterra's contract.
Fonterra paying.
No, actually, Fonterra were really good, because when we raised the issue with Fonterra, we had a relationship with them, we raised the issue and said we want it redone. Fonterra backed that and told the contractor, you redo it.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want Fonterra paying a scientist. It's like the contractor.
Yeah.
He's going to write all the answers that whoever's paying him is wanting. No, but the good thing about scientists, you know, is they are great, because what they do is they tell you exactly what's in their water. Animal E. coli, you know, tickle, phosphorus, nitrate, urea, and where is all that coming from? You know, where you fellas are, farms. Yeah. You know, farmers, hey, keep your pollution on your land, not a problem. As soon as it goes under the fence into a public drain, into our public rivers, yeah, it's everybody's problem, you know. So the farmers think, oh, you know, that's the good thing about Pākehā scientists. They will give you exactly what's in there. They're telling you what's in there, and we're all going, yeah, well, we know where to trace all that too.
So the next stage of this particular project is that plan, the environment management plan for Fonterra, and that's been developed by Gail Tipper and that contractor, the scientist. And the idea, well, our desire as the charitable trust Kaikoura is for them to present their draft document to Iri for them to comment, but also explain the transition between taking those samples, the physical stuff, into a written report, so that we can identify and educate our own people to that process. And I think that's part of building capability, is that transparency, that it's not too hard. And
I mean, it's gone way past that already. We've got to move on to what are they going to do about it?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's really about that. It's,
yeah,
you know, they're going to come up with all sorts of, look, the government has said riparian strips. Now, riparian strips, they should have come to regional council and we would have told them ambulance at the bottom of the hill. Unless a farmer gives 5 metres either side of the stream for, you know, lipo planting and native planting, waste a lot of time. 1 metre either side is what they normally give, and that's not going to stop any crap getting washed off when it's heavy rain into our streams, polluting our rivers. So riparian strips, waste of time. They've got to do something about the urea, the phosphates, the nitrates, you know, yeah, the downturn in farming, yeah, it could be Papa Tuanuku saying, oh, we'll fix these buggers. They're not going to get any money for their milk. So I hope it just keeps on going down.
That's a good corridor, Councillor.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We've got about 10 minutes left. I was just going to say the value of a document like this is that it gives the councils a tangible thing to refer to when they're going through the planning processes. We're obliged to take these into account.
Yeah.
And the better that you can prepare them, the better the councils will understand.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it to Celia to steer towards these.
But and that's the key thing is, but it's having the document and then working with the staff and understanding it, yeah, and how to apply it. But the other thing is healthy rivers, the plan change. Hopefully that will bring in some mechanisms to start creating that change that we need, so that it's not just your one media side of the right, you know, rural way, and how to start changing the impacts of land use on our own.
All our office.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah. Because we've got the funding and the money and mechanisms for the Waikato catchment, but our takiwā goes beyond that. You know, and we'd like the same reflected on the Waiho and the Piako, because they're just as important to us. But with trying to get that to happen in that space when there's not the hutia like there is over the Waikato River to help us with the work in this space. But our iwi management plan isn't catchment based, it's across the whole thing. So it's trying to use some of those mechanisms that we have, like our joint management agreements with the district councils, to go beyond the Waikato catchment. Yeah, especially with South Waikato, because that's where we've got with Piako of the Waiho. So going beyond, okay, yes, we've got this, and yes, this Waikato catchment, but let's go beyond that. We want to work with Waiho as well, and do something similar in that space.
All the tributaries, they're all running into the Waikato River. And the Waikato got all the money, you know, the 130 million to, where's to put?
210, mate.
And 30 million for their meetings, 30 million for their meetings a year for 30 years, you know, $1 million a year for meetings, and 130 million. And then, of course, biggest river in New Zealand, so no, that's fair enough, and it's you know, one of the dirtiest. But then the government realised, ooh, there's a lot of rivers in New Zealand. And then so we got the co-governance of the Rangi Taiki and the Maru of Kaituna, that's the Kaituna River, and of course now regional councils having to soak up funding, because as I say, the government gone, we've made no balls up there. There's a lot of rivers in New Zealand. If every tribe wants, you know, even smaller rivers are going to get 2 or 3 million to clean up, well, it's going to be a lot of rivers, so they decided, bullshit, and we'll pass this over to regional councils, so that whole thing. But look, they're all running into the Waikato, so you're talking about your little, you know, Waiho and other tributaries and you know, putting it on the farmers. Do you want your mokopunas not able to swim in the rivers? You know, that's what you say to farmers.
It's behaviour change.
Yeah, it's about changing the mindset.
Yeah, and it's about influencing them so they, painting that picture so they start to understand.
It's your mokos that can't swim in that river during the summer because there's no water in it and it's going all green and algae and wonder where it's all coming from. Yeah.
So that is, like we understand that that's a big issue as well, is trying to get that change and trying to create behaviour change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we realise that that's one of the big things that we have to deal with, and but for us it's trying to work with our partners and our stakeholders and trying to get that behaviour change, and even working with applicants, pre-application, to try and get them to understand where we're coming from. And we're quite fortunate because our councils are now starting, when they have someone coming in pre-application, they're encouraging them to try and to come and talk to us. Some of them don't, because they don't want to, and they're like, well, I don't have to. The majority of them actually do. They might not like what we say to them, but yeah, they're starting to actually come because they understand that the council isn't going to, if they don't do it, the council's just going to give it to us anyway.
Yeah.
And we're going to submit on it, or, you know. So
And when
they're starting to understand that.
When they come to you and they send a letter, we are going to build this house, blah, 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 whatever it is. And then you write back and you say, yes, we are, and like, you know, it's cost $150 for our administrator to write this letter back to you. So, you know, you put a charge on it as well. You don't do it for free. Oh, good, you're doing that.
Yeah, and one of the things that we would like to do is actually start with the resource consent applications, actually change the application and actually have a section on there that says, how does your application give effect to the vision and strategy? How does your application give effect to the EWA management plan?
That's right.
And so it's having those conversations with the council, and we're having those conversations now, and they're going, oh, okay, do you want to look at our applications?
Make it mandatory in the application.
On the application, so the applicant actually has to do that, and we're having those conversations.
Good on you.
So yeah, and that's putting it into the application is a really good way, because then it's forcing the applicant to go, oh crap, we actually have to have a look at this, or we need to come and talk to them. Yeah, so that's
right.
Yeah, and our councils, regional council, Waikato Regional Council, they're willing to have that conversation with us. Looking at that, I'm not sure, I think they might have already changed their application and put the vision and strategy into the application form. I think they've already done that. I'm not 100% sure. I think they have. But yeah, but we're also talking to South Waikato District Council and Waikato District Council about doing the same thing.
It's great, Celia. Is there anything that you'd like to pass on as a final remark or something for the people to go away with?
Feel free to take these.
Yeah, these are here if anyone wants a copy of our plan. Come and take it. Yeah, and we've got more back at the office, so if you want one, let us know. We'll send you a copy. Yeah, if you do want a copy, let us know. We'll gladly send you a copy. And final remarks, it really is about taking it from just being a pretty document and actually working with your partners, stakeholders, working with your people, building their capability, capacity, and having those hard conversations, and finding out from council, from partners, who are their champions internally that can help you push that for you, and also knowing what your marae want, and not assuming what they want, because you sort of do that, and you're like, oh, we should do this and we should do that, and they're like, I don't want that, so it's actually finding out what their needs are, what their lacks are, what they're lacking, or what their aspirations are, and then what their needs are to reach that aspiration.